tell you what's cooking.
What's cooking?
Some delicious rice with beef. If you're looking for something delicious and easy to make for this holiday weekend, to a party or to yourself, look no further. Tell them, please.
All right, take a look at this. This is a spicy Chinese beef skewer. We took it off the skewers because eating skewers is a little rough on television. This is packed with lots of flavor, and it's featured in the July-August issue of Milk Street.
That's right. Joining us now to show us how to make this is Bianca Borges, food editor of Milk Street magazine. It is so great to see you again, and look, I brought a friend.
Bianca, so nice to meet you. I have the cookbook.
Chris.
I have the cookbook at home.
Look at you, card-carrying
Yay!
Absolutely, yeah. Great stuff.
Okay.
Love it.
So
and the more the merrier, especially
exactly.
for the holidays.
Why is this good to bring to a party?
Oh, these skewers are so full of flavor, and they taste just as good at room temperature as they do hot. You can even make them in advance and bring them to the party raw if you know there's going to be a grill on hand, and you can just throw them on the. They take about 5 to 6 minutes to cook, super fast.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Between the two of your households, who does the grilling?
I would do the grilling. But
I do the grilling in my house. He does the grilling in his house. So we're both alpha grillers.
Yeah, there
apparently.
you go. We're lucky enough to
We'll have
enjoy
to
the
fight
recipe.
over the grill. Yeah.
We're going to try the recipe right now.
We're going to try
I'll go
the
first.
recipe.
I'll
You
fill up,
start, but
you
I want to
talk.
remind the viewers at home, you can scan the QR code on the screen to get this recipe right on your phone. Bianca, we're going to eat. You take it away.
Great. These skewers have very simple beef with 3 layers of flavor. Each of those layers is also very simple to do. We're using flat iron. You could also use sirloin. I actually have some Denver cut steaks here. And you want to get a steak that's at least an inch thick, because we're going to be cutting them into flat ribbons, about a 1/4 inch thick. So I'm going to cut a few here, and you end up with these strips.
Perfect.
And then we'll put them in the bowl, and they get a very brief sit, let's say. It's not really a marinade. It's more they just sit very briefly with a little soy sauce, rice wine, and oil. And that gets the flavor penetrated into the meat and gets them started a little bit early with some flavor. The Chinese do this very frequently. They flavor with a little bit of liquid, and then they add spices afterwards. So we've got our meat here in the mixture. I think you can see that.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go ahead and skewer while my hands are dirty. We're using metal skewers, and if you have flat metal skewers, those are best, so the meat doesn't spin around on it. But if all you have is wooden skewers, that's fine too. Just soak them in some cold water for an hour or 2 before you skewer, and that will help prevent the wood from burning.
I like that. Bianca, you had mentioned that in the rub or the marinade, cumin seeds. Can you just use regular cumin powder if you don't have cumin seeds?
Yes, actually, we're going to talk about the seasonings in just a minute, if you don't mind.
John, look at me. I'm just so excited to get eating. I'm jumping ahead.
I know you're tasting it, so that's what's on your mind, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we have these flat strips, you want to thread them onto the skewer so that they are in a wavy pattern. So they kind of go like this, and that will help them cook more evenly. If you have chunks, just thread the chunks either way, and we'll put them on the sheet tray. Now, while those sit for a little bit with the marinade on them, we'll talk about our spice mix.
There's the cumin.
We're starting with seeds. I have fennel seeds, green, cumin seeds, and Sichuan peppercorns. If you've never had those, they are intensely flavorful, very different than a regular black peppercorn. If you can't find Sichuan peppercorns, by all means, just use black peppercorns. That's fine too, or white if you have those. We're going to just toast those a little bit and then grind them in a spice grinder, which is really what a little coffee bean grinder is. You can use that.
So you
and then you get this really.
We're tight on time, but you get all those spices together. But I have a question while you're doing that. If you don't have access to a grill, can you do this in the oven or on the stovetop?
Why, yes, you can.
Look at that.
Through the magic of television.
Yeah, the recipe actually has broiler instructions too, so that's really good.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to just put these over here.
Do you need to turn them while you're cooking, or you could just leave them in one position and they don't have to be rotated at all? Or?
They're so thin, I leave them in one position so you get more char on the top, but you can definitely turn them halfway through if they're getting a little dark on the grill, for instance.
Yeah.
They only take 3 to 5 minutes, so you really don't need much more.
Easy peasy,
and
like it.
Our July-August issue has so many recipes that are amazing for the 4th of July. These are 2 vegetable recipes,
those look
a
healthy.
Mexican street-style corn.
Yeah,
they don't
healthy and delicious.
I like it.
Bianca, I love having you. Thank you so much for this delicious, delicious meal. And remember, you can find this recipe in the latest issue of Milk Street or on pix11.com under the New York Living tab. Food editor for Milk Street magazine, Bianca Borges. Thank you
Thank
so
you both.
much.
Thank
Happy
you. Have a great
weekend.
4th. Yeah.
You